Okay, here's the plan. In the hills just outside of Nashville, we take this 3,600 square foot house and its 6 acres of land and turn it into one of the hippest spreads you've ever seen.
I see it. Hello.
Hello.
Each episode, room by room, we team up country's hottest artists with our design SWAT team. Jonathan Pierce, Kim Nutt, and carpenter Ken Cross.
Oh, so I have to have a rolling technique.
Yes, you do.
Together, we're going to rework, redecorate, and reinvent this amazing property. And the best part is, when all is said and done, we're giving the entire house away.
Look, nothing's up their sleeve.
So sit back, relax, and watch as we turn this ordinary house into the CMT Ultimate Country Home.
CMT Ultimate Country Home, presented by Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse, with help from Better Homes and Gardens.
Hey everyone, I'm Lynette Cole. Welcome to CMT Ultimate Country Home. Inside and out, our house is turning into a world-class showplace of design. So far, we've completed 6 amazing transformations. And just last week, the men of Lone Star unveiled their finished Santa Fe-style great room.
Actually, that does look awesome.
That looks so good.
As we continue our mission to create the ultimate country home, we've learned to expect the unexpected.
Surprise, 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 around every corner.
And here's some of the great design magic we have brewing today. Trace Adkins finishes up his work outdoors on the home's curb appeal. Chris Cagle arrives for a tour of the backyard garden. And funny man Cletus T. Judd takes a first look at the enormous project he'll be tackling.
It's quite small.
First, it's time for our newest design project, the guest bedroom. This space measures 14 by 11 feet and has a case of the blues. But we've got just the woman to spice things up.
And I keep telling myself, there's more to me than you.
Jessica Andrews is one of the hottest up-and-coming artists on today's music scene, and she's got just the sort of fresh, new energy to turn up the heat in the guest bedroom. After a first look at her space, Jessica thinks a hip, warm hangout full of bold color is the way to go.
I wanted it to really be, wow, this is cool. You know, you feel really homey and comfortable.
Right.
The colors to be warm, maybe some vibrant colors. I didn't want
She
it to be
wants the
stale.
color loud, but not tacky. But first, she has a tiny issue with her room.
When I first saw the room, I did kind of think it was small.
That's the challenge for designers Jonathan and Kim. Find a way to make big, bold color work in a somewhat small space.
What do you think about paint colors, Kim? What would you suggest?
Well, I think if you're wanting something really warm, then let's just be bold and do like a red on the walls. Like maybe like a red and a copper, kind of like mix the two of these guys together on the wall.
I love that.
So it's a daring mix of orange and red for the walls. But Jessica's vision also calls for a room with a rustic, exotic flavor.
And how do you make the wall feel old? Like these,
Kind of like aged.
like you're walking into a villa in Mexico or something. You know what I mean?
To create the feel of an old villa, Jessica wants distressed and hand-painted furniture.
I don't like matchy things. Almost make you feel like you were on a trip and bought a piece here and brought it back. And, you know, I just like it to feel authentic and...
Just take a look at this, okay?
For the room's focal point, she chooses an exotic queen-size bed.
I love this bed. I think it would be great. Maybe it would be cool to paint something, like write something on the wall.
Like many great artists, Jessica has the soul of a poet. Instead of customary framed art, she wants to paint song lyrics directly onto the wall.
Oh, I think that would be beautiful. Maybe we can even do that right over the bed. Since when you walk in the room, that's where that is. I think that could work.
And it gives a little piece of, you know, me.
Yeah.
Great idea, but turning prose into poetry on the walls will take some real skill with a paintbrush.
Do you like to paint? Have you ever done any
I
painting?
have done very little painting, but I want to try. You know,
But
I
you're
want
up
to do
for
it.
it?
I want to do it. I'm really ready to get my feet wet in this room.
So here's the plan to turn the guest bedroom into a hip artist retreat. The walls will wear a vivid mix of American tradition signature colors paint. Rustic hand-painted furniture and a bed with a woven headboard will be provided by Lane. To top it off, there's a plush Serta mattress and a laminate floor from Mohawk. Finally, wood beams will be given a distressed look on site.
Grass rod.
And that's a perfect project for Carpenter Ken.
I mean, really beat them up.
And let me guess, you want them on the ceiling.
On the ceiling.
The first thing we need to do is paint the wall.
Walls, of course.
Well, I sign up for that. With all that red paint, the guest bedroom is going to be hot, hot, hot. Things are really heating up in the front yard, too.
So this is for balance.
We're hard at work.
Not sure if we can move this.
We're gonna roll it over to the hole.
No, make that we're doing hard labor. Moving trees to get ready for Trace Adkins' return.
Are you even pushing?
Sure.
On his last visit, Trace proved sure-handed with a chainsaw and removed the overgrown trees that hid the front of the house. Afterwards, landscaping crews assisted in the creation of Trace's new perennial beds. Everything was right on schedule until Mother Nature came up with a different plan.
Last night we had one of the worst storms we've seen this year. Just disaster of rain. I think there was probably 10 to 12 inches of rain we received last night.
And when the rain ended, it got hot, really hot. But we did trudge forward as the yuccas were planted and the rest of the shutters were removed. But we still need to plant our new perennial beds, paint the shutters, and replace the old wicker furniture with the new wrought iron pieces that Trace ordered. Coming up, Jessica Andrews turns pretty prose into painted poetry in the guest bedroom.
And don't be afraid of your fear.
Cletus T. Judd arrives to take a brief tour of his powder room.
First of all, I like to take a bulldozer and knock a wall out.
And Trace Adkins finishes his front yard facelift.
Looks great too from here. We could get closer.
Just wait and see. Just wait and see.
Okay.
Welcome back to CMT Ultimate Country Home, where country music artists with an eye for style are transforming our 11-room house and its grounds into a design masterpiece. The 14 by 11-foot guest bedroom is about to be transformed from a basic blue into a vividly colored space with a feel of an artist's villa. Our designers, Jonathan and Kim, have already covered the walls with a tan primer. Next, Jessica Andrews will reinvent the room using bold, bright colors.
You're gonna make a stripe in the middle with your glaze.
Jessica has never painted like this before, so Kim gives her a quick course in paint washing.
So it'll give the wall just a little touch of sheen. But
that technique will create the aged, textured look Jessica wants on the walls.
And then you're just gonna take it and you're gonna start rolling it on. And you just roll in lots of different directions.
First, the paint is rolled, then blended with a brush.
You're gonna come in anywhere where you're seeing those roller marks.
That's so pretty.
Isn't that
Love
cool?
the color. You kind of went for it. That's some pretty vibrant colors and cool different things that maybe not everyone else has, but it's gonna be good. Yay, I'm painting.
Perfect.
Everybody's gonna get to see me in action painting my first wall. Actually, I did try to paint my room when I was younger, and then I was banned from doing that.
All right, now I'm gonna get us some help too. Helpers?
With a little more help, Jessica's room should be finished in no time.
Where would you like us, Miss Kim?
Oh, that's
What do you
perfect.
want us to do, Miss Kim, teacher?
But then, Jonathan messes up the paint.
You just put a whole lot. Oh, okie dokie, Jonathan's fired. That was a
You know how
solid
difficult it is to work with a bunch of women.
He's kidding, right?
I got a big thing in my hand here.
So what are you going to do about it?
It looks like Jessica can handle both Jonathan and a paintbrush.
Hey, did you see what I just did? That's kind of cool. Watch. How when you do that?
Yeah, Kim doesn't like it when we get creative.
Hey, I really want to switch though. Like, so how about somebody?
Once Jessica gets the team rolling on the wall, it's time to go to work with Carpenter Ken on the wood beams for the ceiling. All the beams will need to have an aged look like these two, so they'll need to be properly roughed
No,
up.
these are the two that are already completed.
How do you get it to look like this? Or
Well,
was
that's
it
what
just...
you're going to help me with, so we need to head in the shop
Okay.
and take care of that.
All right.
So you
Jessica
ready to get
is
going?
ready for
I don't know
work.
how easy or mandatory.
So it's on with the safety glasses, up with the hammer, and watch out.
Kind of stand to the side, and you're just going to kind of, go like this and chop away at it. Pull some pieces off, do whatever.
Okay.
We're just making it look rustic, kind of spread yourself up and down.
So. That was a little girl like, wasn't it?
Now pry. There you go. Think about all the work that made you do inside. Some aggression.
I worked hard. I have a little blister chopping on that piece of wood. Your hands of a working woman.
Now it's time to add a lyrical touch to the room.
Here?
Yeah, kind of like right here.
With the walls dry, the team starts work on the room's artistic focal point.
How big will this all be?
It'll be fairly small. I mean, unless you guys wanted to stretch across.
I think it could be bigger.
Kim and Jessica will paint a banner directly over the spot where the bed will be. They will paint a bird. It will carry a yellow banner from its beak.
Yeah, step back and see what you think.
It looks so like a painting.
Yeah.
The banner will frame the song lyrics Jessica wants hand-painted on the wall. First, Jessica drafts the lyrics in pencil to check the spacing.
I wish for you.
Next, Kim will carefully hand-paint the lyrics.
Be humble, stand proud, and don't be afraid of your fears. Look how good she is. She's professional. Uh-oh, what was I thinking?
Aging's just going to be our operative word here, and anything that happens, we're just going to say,
Oh, but it's aging.
And the rest of the work goes off without a hitch.
That looks amazing.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Wow. Hoo.
Isn't that awesome?
Oh, you guys did great.
So I have to ask you, what do you think? How do you feel about the
I think
room?
it's amazing. I just think this is going to be, it's going to set it off, you know.
Then Jessica gives us an impromptu performance.
Cry hard, laugh loud, be humble, stand proud, and don't be afraid of your fears. All of this and all that there is, I wish for you.
Yes, she can. Jessica will be back soon to put the finishing touches on this work of art. But first, it's time for our newest design challenge, the enormous, as in potential, powder room. This 4 by 8 foot dimensionally challenged room is located just off the foyer. Yeah, it's a small space, but someone's got to do it.
It's a great day to be a guy, but when my wife gets home, she's gonna tan my hide.
A great sense of humor and some artistic mimicry have made Cletus T. Judd a fan favorite, bursting with personality. And we can't wait to hear his ideas for the powder room.
Here's
Ready?
the powder room.
Okay, here you go.
It's kind of tight in here, isn't it?
It's a little small in the powder room, the jug room.
Yet tall. Let's focus on the
I like the
positive.
tall ceilings.
It is very high
High
ceilings.
ceilings. I'm claustrophobic, so I hope a small family wins it.
After meeting our designers, Cletus questions why he was chosen to do the powder room.
Was it because of the toilet?
We were over in this area of the room when it struck us.
You realize that if you give me this room, that toilet will never stay.
Oh, really?
Can't deal with a white toilet.
Do you want
You
to
don't like white toilets.
Too normal.
So you're wanting something a little more flamboyant.
I never want somebody to walk in my home and go, "That's nice. You got a nice place." That sucks. And I want them to come in and go, "Damn, what in the world's that?" Does this stay?
What do you think about that guy?
As far as I'm concerned, there'll be no gold in this bathroom
Do
period.
you like to paint? I mean, what do you like to do?
I like to do anything that I don't have to be patient while doing it. I like to go wide open.
Quick.
I'm not like, I can paint, but I can't do the taping.
So, Cletus is claustrophobic, impatient, doesn't do white or gold, and wants it flamboyant?
There we go.
There you go, red and white.
Yeah, that's good. Something like that.
This could be interesting.
But I wonder if we could like take the room and do a little circusy kind of, because I gotta have it loud, but now I don't know, I'm just saying, hang on. No!
Coming up, Chris Cagle has a Texas-style first look at the backyard garden.
I think we need to extend a little bit.
And Trace Adkins takes time to smell the flowers.
Do you face a messy closet every morning? Is it time to get some order in your home? You know, the hardest part about cleaning out the clutter is getting started. But once you do get started, the momentum takes over. Closet Mate in Lowe's can help you tackle your closet clutter with their online design tips and a wide variety of organizational and storage products. Here are some design tips for redesigning your closet. First, measure, then remeasure, then measure again, just to ensure that you have the right closet dimensions. Next, check out Closet Mate's online design site. Consider using 2 rods, one above the other, in order to maximize closet space. Typically, the upper rod should be at about 84 inches from the floor, while the lower rod is at about 42 inches. For exact spacing, measure your longest item plus the hanger and then add about 4 inches. With your measurements and your product list in hand, visit your local Lowe's store. Lowe's carries various styles of shelving as well as accessories to create a custom look for your closet.
For quick and easy projects you can do yourself, call toll-free for a free 1-year subscription to Lowe's Creative Ideas for your home and garden.
Welcome back to CMT Ultimate Country Home. Well, Cletus T. Judd just gave us his take on creating big style in a small space. But our next big design event will be taking place outdoors. At this point, the backyard is a good size, if somewhat basic. It will take someone who knows how to think big to tackle this landscape.
What a feeling, what a wonderful emotion.
Chris Cagle has won over music fans with the passion and power of his singing and songwriting. Right up front, he tells Ken and Sandra Gertis from Better Homes and Gardens he wants to supersize the garden.
I'm from Texas, and everything in Texas is bigger.
I knew it. I knew it.
I think we need to extend a little bit.
That's our design challenge, creating a garden where bigger is better. But to get his wish, Chris will need to battle weather and an uninvited guest.
Welcome to the CMT Ultimate Snake Hunt.
Wait and see.
But first, Trace Adkins is here to put the final touches on the Ultimate Country Homes curb appeal.
Smell the white flower.
We've been busy in the front yard since Trace's first visit. The shutters have been freshened up with a coat of American Tradition Signature Colors paint. But due to the severe weather, planting the perennial garden took some time.
And so?
This is great. Yeah, the big trees are gone, and you can see the house.
We can actually see architecture.
It's great.
Now it's time to get busy. First, we'll need Trace to help us put up the entrance arch.
That's cool. I think it's great. It looks good.
We need to see
The view from the new custom-made arch from Herndon and Mary hits just the right welcoming note.
When you walk up to this house and you see that treble clef, and you know immediately that it's about music, and that, you know, there's probably a real sweet soul that's inside waiting on you to come in.
Now we need to finish off the porch.
And that's the very corner by the chair by the door.
The new wrought iron furniture is in and the shutters are hung, but there are still plants to place.
Center in front?
Yep, right there. Yep. Yeah, we can even put them closer together like a trio, like a singing group, yeah.
Now for the crowning glory, finishing off the perennial beds.
Moonshine yarrow.
a moonshine plant. It's native to Tennessee. How many of these are we gonna do today?
Finally finished.
I like at the end of the day when you can stand back and look at what you've done and you get that feeling of accomplishment and that immediate gratification, and you know you've put in some work.
The old nondescript front yard has been given a dramatic landscaping facelift. Viewed from the curb, the home now makes an amazing first impression, with fans of color that frame beautiful vistas, from the welcoming arch to the cozy front porch. To christen the front yard, Trace has brought a gift with personal meaning. Who knew tough guy Trace would be such a romantic? Now our work is done and it's time to kick back and enjoy the view.
Here's to good friends, great plans, and dirty fingernails.
All right. You know, I hope that whoever the lucky person or family is that ends up with this place just sits out here on the deck or on the front porch and just savors it and just enjoys it. It's a beautiful place.
Trace Adkins, master of landscape design? Who would have known? Now it's time for a look at what's coming up on our next CMT Ultimate Country Home. Jessica Andrews arrives for a look at her finished red-hot bedroom and has us on the edge of our seats. Carolyn Dawn Johnson stops by for a look at the master bedroom.
This room feels pretty boxy right now.
And Cletus T. Judd turns the powder room into a 3-ring circus.
This is a nightmare.
Congratulations to this episode's finalist in the CMT Ultimate Country Home Sweepstakes. For your chance to win the CMT Ultimate Country Home and a 2003 Kia Sorento, log on today or mail a postcard with your name, address, and phone number. And hurry, sweepstakes ends June 15th, 2003.
The sedum that doesn't even have flowers on it. You know, they just look so fertile and soft. I like that.